We are back. We are back. Ask John Doe, episode number 2. We are back in the building. I am your moderator
Two.
for the evening. I go by the name of Mr. And introducing the man of the hour, Mr. John Doe. No question is a stupid question. We have the phone number at the bottom of the screen. Let's get to it. So, without further ado, I bring to you Mr. John Doe.
Yeah, man. It's a good day. Everything's on its way. And thank you everybody for tuning in advance. We want to welcome everybody else that show up. No question is a stupid answer unless it's a stupid ass question. Then you might get a stupid answer. You know what I'm saying? But either way, we want this to be fun, and that's how we want to get it done. You see, hey man, we got a lot of ground we could cover, and I want to make sure that I get this out the way right now. Subscribe, like, share. From here, hey, we don't care what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You use that number. You got a question you want to say to me or anything you want to ask to anybody. If this is for the world, just to throw it in the air. I like rhetorical questions too. You see what I'm saying? So ain't no telling what we could do. So hey, we got a lot of hot topics in the news about people breaking out in a fighting, and we got of course, some of the medical conditions on the way. I'm tired of saying his name, but you already know what I'm talking about, and shit, man, what mean? Where can we take this, man? Where can we take this forward? With all this that's happening within us and around us and on behalf of us, the game is a wide open door on it, y'all. It really is. It really is, and this is a really powerful opportunity to embark on that journey inward to complement what's going on outward. We get the full scope of whatever it is that we want to touch right now. So what's up with you, Mr. Man? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you plugging in the game for us. Shout out to him on the other end, making sure
I
we
can't
up and
call it.
pumping right now.
I can't
Which
call
is
it.
wonderful. Which is wonderful. And before I go off into whatever I choose to, I want to give the game opportunity to ask me anything. You got a question? Put it on the screen. Don't save it for the comments after we done close the episode. You know what I mean? Hey, this is for you. This is ask me anything you want to. A lot of times you might know the answer to the question. You might just need a friend right now. Yeah, I'll leave you that out still. You see, we can do that. You did. But right now, ask John Doe anything you go. Oh yeah,
All day.
it's a
Don't
good
forget
day.
the telephone number, folks. Don't forget the telephone number. It's at the bottom of the screen. 770-852-0569. Ask John Doe. No questions are stupid questions.
I got
So I
the
think
number.
this week we're going to get into a little bit of a monologue or the premise of tonight's discussion. And John Doe, take it away.
Monologue. I guess the premise of tonight's discussion again. I let it on the flow for everybody out there to know this how we're gonna go. If you don't want to ask me anything, I'm gonna give you a little bit of something that was on my brain. I was asked what the topic what today was, and two things showed up, especially being part of recent discussion: prostitution and sports. They ain't got nothing to do
Uh-oh.
with each other, but they probably do. You see what I'm saying? And if anybody got a question they want to ask me on behalf of either one of these extremes, hey, come on with it. But for
Wow.
right now, I want to kick it. But I want to start off with the sports stuff. You know, we getting ready for Super Bowl season, everybody. It's just a little bit of game from the back of my brain. And so that we can consider what our steps going forward. You ain't gotta listen to me. I don't even care if you're paying attention for real, but it's gonna make sense when it's time. You see. But let me say this to say that Super Bowl season is coming amongst us again, and right now we being put in some really, really divided positions. You see what I mean? And we changing the face of how we not only celebrate, how we congregate, you know what I mean? How we party and how we investing in our money, 'cause Super Bowl parties are looking kind of iffy with the medical conditions. Some of us gonna get out here and just super kick it anyways, like ain't nothing going on in the world. Hey man, and that's part of our reality too, certainly. You see, but even with that though, just look at how many capital M millions are being moved around in the different directions, giving us a real good glimpse at our spending habits and the amount of energy we was giving something that we realized it really have a direct effect on our overall being. And I'm talking about sports, everybody. Now, follow me down this road to when we were children. We grew up with a competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? We all wanted to win. We all wanted to be first, and hey, we sometimes we were put against each other head up, you know what I'm saying? Not only on the basketball court, but in boxing rings and you know what I'm saying, on every type of turf you can imagine, right? That competitive force is within us, right? Because we all want to win. We all want to be on top, want to be triumphant in some way or another, right? So again, this is pertaining to sports, right? We have, of course, the ones I don't have to name as far as different types of sports. We have baseball, basketball, football, of course, blah, blah, blah. But I've been sitting back and I've been watching like for decades and decades the millions of dollars that was spent on backing these teams and betting on them in some instances. We buying the jerseys. Some of y'all switch teams like underwear, so you got jerseys for the last 10 teams that was y'all favorite. For every time they won the Super Bowl, you was rooting for them like you were down with them since day one. You know how the job goes. You know what I mean? It's a machine, right? Running up a lot of bread, and now looking back at us as a global force in a lot of ways. We're like, damn, what do it take for us to come together for the simple sake of whole mankind like we would do on Super Bowl Sunday? You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me, knowing that this whole world about to blow over in a lot of different ways, if we don't have control of the steering wheel, we would literally sit down together in front of this TV over this stupid ass game while the rest of the world going insane? What's keeping us from coming together under any other type of conditions, man? So I'm peeping, and I was like, man, I think collectively, man, I think we enjoy being distracted. Like it's easier to just go ahead and keep doing the bullshit we've been doing before we sit back and really peep game on how much money you know spent on jerseys with the shoes to match. You know what I mean? In some ways, I have too in different ways. You know what I mean? But we're talking about the competitive spirit, right? With that drive and force that we got to be number one for the team players and the enthusiasm that we put for the spectators to go team go. You know what I mean? And whatever that is for whoever team you're rooting for the moment. You feel me? It's looking like, damn, we don't cheer each other on in no other conditions unless we got a jersey on that made somebody else all the money. Why we spending it on? I don't get it. I get it, but it's a show in a lot of ways. It's the entertainment business, as it should be, as it could be. Boom. But then we got this fan loyalty to these teams where a lot of people ain't even loyal to their own team outside the court. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't even rocking your own people jersey. You see what I'm saying? But you rooting for these suckers that we done bet all this money on or whatever like this, but we ain't betting on ourselves. We ain't betting on each other. Like, man, something missing in this game, y'all. You feel me? It's like I was like, am I the only person that's peeping this? You see what I'm saying? I mean, people gonna hate you for whatever you do. They hated on Jordan, all the greats who did whatever they did. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the game, man. I was excited to be a part of that Jordan era. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, beautiful time for sports. Sean Kemp's and everybody who wasn't there. Yeah, man, look, it was wonderful. And we ain't seen nothing like that since. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the up and comers. LeBron took over the game and showed people we can do it. You know what I mean? And if you believe in yourself, at the end of the day, these celebrities are selling more socks than they is sold stocks. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what are we missing as a people when they doing these games and they we all come together for these fundraising. We got doggone American Red Cross sponsoring teams. We donated all this money to help them rebuild things that are broken down, but we don't keep up with none of that shit. We got the cards. You see what I'm saying? We got the jersey and the high from watching somebody else dunk the ball. Go home, not even rooting for our own team though. For real. So with that coming from the back of my mind to the forefront, man, we got questions that could be asked in the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Text me something savvy, you feel me? Call me up, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think about that. And hey, man, we could take it even further. But right now, man, look, we got to get to the ground zero of this stuff while we got this opportunity, while we still got platforms like this to really kick it and really take it there. Of course, every conversation ain't got to be as deep as it could get, you did. But this is kind of simple from here, you feel me? This is simple, y'all. It's too easy. Like, what are we missing before we understand that we literally are investing in ourselves so backwards to where we literally losing our voice and complaining that things being the way that we are, the way that they are, because we literally doing different versions. of the same backwards bullshit that we've been coached to on every level.
Okay, so
It's a
Help I'm
show for
Addicted says change teams like underwear. What if
underwear.
I don't choose a team? Am I a commando? I guess she's talking about bandwagon fans. I don't know. Maybe a Georgia fan or Alabama fan. I don't know because that
I
just
was
happened.
talking about to the collective who represent that fashion that I just spoke up on. Again, I say especially for those, you know what I mean, who do that. It's a real thing. You know, a lot of people, like even myself, I don't have a favorite sports team, but I enjoy watching the Super Bowl. I don't know who won whatever game all season, but this ain't about me. I was talking about the collective conscious of how we can invest in the jerseys and we and then the rest of the stuff that support these teams who not supporting us, but we not really rooting for our own team with that type of financial power. You see what I'm saying?
Big
It's
that.
some type of reality. You see what I'm saying? Hey, if you got your favorite team, y'all been locked in since day one, and that's the way y'all get it done. Hey, y'all got a good relationship. I can understand why you buy all the jerseys or whatever that is, but even then, can we take an honest look at how we drop the ball, metaphorically speaking, on investing in our own team, our home team? You know what I'm saying? Because we could have a strong team. For real, for real. But it's about who's in control, who's the captain. You know what I mean? A lot of times we suffer too many chiefs, and which is understandable because we come from a misguided level of forces in to begin with. You did, because we do. Let's say, let me clean this up a little bit and be as more accurate as I can. We don't come from these misguided forces. They were introduced into our forces. You see what I'm saying? These are the cards that we were dealt by refusing by overlooking the fact that this is a game being played and take an honest look at what's in our hand and have an opportunity to change the narrative. You see what I'm saying? But there's so many different ways to skin this cat. We would say things like that, but I'm open to hearing more questions and comments or whatever that looks like. Don't wait until we off this line to ask me what I got on my mind, y'all. So use that number. What's the number again?
770-852-0569. Next question from
Hey,
La
come on
Courtney.
with it.
Well, what do you think? Why don't we invest in our own?
Well, maybe we don't know how to. You know, I think a lot of times it's simply feel like as much as we starting to realize that it's an option now, buy black type of stuff. That don't necessarily mean our own as in color. I mean our own as in mankind versus investing in ourselves for just recreation and entertainment, investing in our wet self in ways that can help create levels of sustainment. I mean, again, this whole world is about to blow over if we don't launch a cleanup effort that can't be denied yesterday. And that stuff ain't cheap or free. Yeah, there are zillionaires out here who could easily, put that drop in that bucket, but clearly it's not made a priority unless everybody who's being directly affected, which is everybody, really take a look at that right now. So to take it back to you investing in your own team, it's to not realize that hey, your team can be that star team if we were rooted in loyalty. That's the part of the reason why we can't invest in our own team and our home team that way because most people ain't loyal like that to begin with. To realize that that is the start of turning this bad news bears into the champions, so to speak. You know what I mean? That type of trust and that type of loyalty, like man, we got this, y'all. It's all or nothing because that's basically what it is. So to realize that, look, shout out to the majors and all arenas, but we got some family to structured teams that need some good quarterback in there. And people got to recognize that. Look, we all can't be the quarterback, the coach, or the captain. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? Who gonna back this line up? You hear me? Yeah, we need somebody to work the stands too. You know what I mean? Whatever that look like to do whatever it is we got to do to come together. That this is a game. And this game is being played on us. And if we don't collectively accumulate a team to create the kind of sustainability that had to help us get through this season, season for season. You know what I mean? So we can meet the best, so we can meet the rest of the world at the Super Bowl or survival in this bitch because it's real. You know what I mean? It is so real. Question.
770-852-0569. We
Oh,
did miss one
hey
call at
man, somebody
about
call me so I can
906.
talk.
So call back.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoever was from
Call back.
Winder, Georgia, call
Yeah, yeah.
back.
Call back. We could do it like that, man. I'd appreciate that. I can use a friend time to time. Somebody talk some
Woo
shit
like Ric
with.
Flair is back in the building, trolling a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Says you're looking like you're looking at YouTube on a Nokia 3310. I'm not sure what a Nokia 3310 is, but it sounds like an old phone.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Duly
Right.
noted.
Yeah, I'm that kind of detached. I'm that kind of detached for real.
So, John Doe, what's the prostitution piece that you want to speak on tonight? I'm
Oh
excited to
man,
hear about
my
this.
dog on it. Prostitution. It's a funny uh, conversation to have, given that the sensitivity of the world, and I mean, really not sure how to dive in to that. Like, where do you start other than going to how did it all begin? Just
Mm,
start the beginning. I thought, let's do that. Best way to
go
start
ahead.
in where it started at the beginning. You know, there are a lot of theories out there. It's a lot of speculation. You know what I mean? But come to find out, what I said, like I've just now become versed to that realm. We all know to some degree or another in the adult world that one of the oldest running professions,
Hmm.
every corner of the world, probably every corner of the universe at this point. It comes down to why is it still illegal?
Mm.
Anybody got a question for that? Anybody got a response to that? To me, let me know. How far can we go with this? Why is this still illegal? I want somebody to answer that myself. Why is it
Why
still
is
illegal?
prostitution still illegal?
Why is it still illegal? I mean, it shouldn't be as taboo as it's being made to sound and seem. We should be able to have a lot more fun with the subject, or a lot more fun with the notion. Because shit, you think about what is prostitution. Matter of fact, let's take it to the internet. I'm about to Google it for y'all. I'm gonna see what see what the Google has to say. Watch this. This is my first time doing this to y'all. You see what I'm looking it up. See what the internet got to say. All right, here we go. It's a noun. It's an action. For you who didn't know, the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. See, that's the secret ingredient for the payment. What are the types of prostitution they say? Okay, we got streetwalkers. You know what I'm saying? Bar and hotels. This is what Google's saying. Escort services and call girls, house or brothel prostitutes, miscellaneous other markets. That's the fun with that. That's the blurred line right there. The miscellaneous.
Mm.
This conversation came up, of course, a couple times on my journey. It just made it fun to speak on it now. You know what I mean? And it come down to they say, what exactly is it? These miscellaneous services, the straight up money. That's all I was wondering, like, why is it one of the oldest, longer running professions? And it ain't no secret that it's happening, excuse me, that has its presence on at every level of politics to sports to, what I'm saying, back to sports to just common everyday life. Like I said, like, wow, why is it still illegal, y'all? Come on.
Hmm.
Why is it still illegal?
So, are you saying you're
Why,
for
why was
legalizing
why was it
prostitution?
why was it made illegal in the first place? Because it had to be made illegal. Like, why was it illegal in the first place? It's a real question.
Hmm.
I got my theories. I got a couple of theories. What's that on the screen? What's that question?
Prostitution laws are intended to protect public health and welfare, including the suppression of sexually transmitted disease, protect minors who might otherwise become involved in the sex industry, uh, and thwart other associated forms of crime and curb the incentive to exploit women.
Curve the incentive. Now, what's interesting about that is that has any of these laws changed any of that shit? Not
I
saying
would
I'm
say no.
for legalizing, right? Not saying I'm for legalizing it, but I'm saying why. You know what I mean? With those being relative reasons, yeah, to curve and prevent, but it's not doing none of that shit
Mm.
at all. It's probably making it worse. to think about something that is illegal now was at one point legal. Like what made it illegal in the first place? You really think it was enough people uh, being pimped and hoed or whatever you want to, however context you want to put it in? And they said, no, we got to put a stop to this. But it didn't work. Just
Mm.
so you know what I'm saying. So I'm looking at it like, damn, with it being such it's in our face in so many different ways and so many different levels. You know what I'm saying? Especially from this list, is I find quite interesting that they put miscellaneous in other markets on there. So that's kind
Mm.
of like that
Fuck
opened up
your
the
life,
door.
Bing Bong. He had too many shots. You want a
Right.
shot?
So so I think that opened up the segue for real for the ladies who pretty much giving it up for purses and shoes. I mean, we've heard different examples like that being used before. So it's like, man, if you give it up for a purse, that ain't that prostitution too. But ain't nobody going in jail for that shit. So you know what I'm saying? It's like who's the what's the who, what is this? How does this really work? That's such a blurred line that's moving all the time. We look at this game to where we got we got whole hoes who giving it up like most prostitutes should be getting paid if that's how that works, because whatever it looks like, and they broke.
Hmm. True that.
Whole cliques call each other hoes, and all y'all hoes broke. But it's
Hmm.
that one woman who will probably say, you know what, maybe I am a prostitute. And I do exchange my energy for money. And at least I'm not broke. It gets
Hmm.
interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got this taboo world, understanding that people exchanging energy for money. I mean, for those who don't know, and even for some of us who do know, we sometimes maybe forget that having sex is a sacred energy exchange. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's powerful. It's powerful, y'all. Of course, it has the power to create a whole nother person. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's thick. You know what I mean? So, hey, we throw it around like a frisbee. That's your business. But
There
at the
you go.
same time, at the same time, we got this culture that we still ain't create. Yeah, because if it's to cut down on any more diseases than it already having, you know what I mean? I want to see what the future of whatever this is looks like. Because again, on the highest level of politics to the lowest levels of whatever our perceived reality is, its presence can't be denied. And it
So
won't
X
be.
John Doe 770-852-0569. Who's going to be a caller to pick his brain? He
You
is
got
the
a question?
oracle.
You got to
No
make it
question
worth
is a
my
stupid
time.
question.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Let's make it fun though, too, y'all. So check
Call
this
your
out.
question in or put your question in the comments and let's
Yeah,
get it going.
hell yeah. Yep. So again, now, how many times in this perfect world we find it so easy to sit back and so easy to know we're supposed to react, or you got a question that's coming to mind, you got something you want to say, make it worth your time. Hey, this is the perfect time with the perfect one. 'Cause ain't no wrong answer. Hey, you want to shine further light, or further depth, or even bring it to the surface, whatever. Let's have some fun with all of this, because in the end, that's what we got left to do anyways, y'all.
Help I'm
Go
addicted
ahead.
says, in my opinion, you stupid if you giving it up or if you giving it away for free.
I mean, when you look at it realistically, it's like if I mean, let's say this, opinions, everybody's entitled to it, you know, but when we look at the actual factuals, just like these sports, you know, we committed to the cause, it all come with its cost. You know what I mean? I mean, what is a cost? What is a price? You know what I mean? Is it just money? You know what I mean? Is it just material things? Is the attention that's the cost? You know what I mean? Is it the attention that's the price? So we look at it on so many different levels. I mean, how much can we put on the line for a good time? You know what I mean? But my theory is on how it all became illegal. I think it was somebody who messed it up for everybody when it was illegal, or excuse me, when it was legal, or when it was just a thing and that's just what it was. I believe somebody went so hard they probably got somebody pregnant, some more shit. Probably burnt this girl and everything else. Yeah, she was like, look, he had to have been somebody with some weight. You
Oh,
understand? Had some weight on him. You know what I mean? So she was like, if you don't make this illegal right now, it's over. Threatened. Was like, if you don't stop this, put a stop to this right now, you and all your friends and all your bullshit, it's done. And she was like, if you love me, you'll do it for me. Yeah, that's when it started to be illegal from there. But other than that, it was just a part of life. It is what it was. It was what it was. Yep. And I hope for whatever that looked like again, for being that it can be sensitively taboo type subject, you know what I'm saying, to each his own. Whatever it is, you grow. You dig, you don't choose your choices, whatever it is, however that go. Just know John Doe ain't here to judge, and I ain't finna hold no grudge. But just talking about the realities that's at stake and the things that's on the line, like man, there's so much going on in this world. It's like we ain't got too much time to be really oversensitive about none of this stuff. Let's put it in the air so it could all be fair. We can pick up the pieces from there. You know, because we got
Call from
ourselves wore out over nothing.
Iggy Shorty.
You know.
To
all
accept,
right. Hold
press
on. We got
1.
a call
To
coming
send a
in.
voicemail, press.
All right, caller, you're live with John Doe. What's your
Who we got
question?
there?
Hi, I'd like to know if I'm in a relationship and my boyfriend pays for me to get my hair done,
Okay.
and he pays for me to get my nails done, and he gives me money, just like he gives me money,
Right.
and in exchange, we do what we do. Is that considered prostitution? I mean, it's a transactional situation.
I mean, by Google, yeah. But if that's your man, from what I see, like that's your man, and yeah, that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. But Google says, yeah, for real. I think that's y'all being
But it's
grown,
totally
getting it out. You know what I'm
transactional.
saying? Sitting there right, because
It's completely
but I
transactional.
think what now? What was that?
It's
You said
completely transactional. I know that
you said
if I do what I do, especially like tonight, that tomorrow I could get what I want from it.
right. Hey man, look, hey, it sounds like you got a good thing going. You know what I'm saying? Shit, whatever you want to call it, it's a good thing going. So hey, if it's working out, everybody happy. Shit, more power to you.
All right.
From
Thank
what
you,
I see
caller.
for sure. But yeah, but you want to leave, but ethically, in that sense, let's say for example, because this is like a literal example, if this is like that's my man, you know what I'm saying, or whatever this is, and I know that this is part of the fabric of our relationship because we got to understand that at least this is some kind of relationship or something like that. I can see that being a line, if you will, but I ain't here to draw it. I'm just here to discuss its potential, just so y'all know. You know what I mean? I could see that being a line that could be drawn, so to speak. So if we exchanging for money and the gifts and stuff like that, and you know damn well you're not my man, it's a good chance that ain't no good old fashioned prostitution, just redirected in a lighter way, in a non-contractual but mutually agreed way. You know what I'm saying? However that is, fair is fair and real is real. But the truth of the matter is, however you feel, go for what you know, be safe, and hey, don't catch no case. Because there's scenarios like that to where it's like who's the victim when the person willingly paying up and the lady willingly giving up. I don't see no crime. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that looks like in my eyes, because that's people doing it on so many different levels. It's scary. You know what I mean? To have to admit and sit down and sit and be like, yeah, that person just got me some. You know what I'm saying? But it's not considered tricking or whatever that is. How does
So do you
it's
believe
all
that the
blurry.
term "it ain't tricking if you got it,"
Do I believe it? I don't have to believe it for it to be that real.
or
But
is it
yeah,
or is it
I
still
mean,
tricking? Is it still
I
tricking
believe
if you got it?
it's tricking if you got it and if you don't got it. If you're doing it for no other reason than just to try to get some, I mean, tricking is tricking any way you split it. You know what I mean? Now, if that's your partner, if that's your lady, or whatever that is y'all doing, and it ain't all wavy, shit, that's gifted. That's being, chivalrous or some shit like that. You know, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, whatever. Again, I ain't here to draw the line because it's moving all the time, but to understand where it's at, I think that gives us a foundation for relationships and relating all together. I'm not here to be nobody's relationship therapist or counselor, but at the same time, fair exchange is a fair exchange. I don't understand how people still running around here with the price sheet talking about $25 get you this. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I just thought, because that sounds like, okay, now this some bullshit. That's probably when you need to get busted because you got a doggone price list for 45 minutes and shit. I don't know. I don't make the rules though, man. I'm just being funny with the scenario, even though it ain't, because a lot of lives are really being affected by this reality in a sensitive way, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to anybody's reality, but fuck that. We're gonna have fun with it too, because this is also real life. Say what I want to.
So do you believe that
What's
black
up?
people created prostitution and the white man took it away and
First,
demonetized it?
do I
And, and
do I believe it was at the end of the question? That's fun.
yeah, do you believe that we created prostitution, and when the white man figured out that we were making money off of it, they took it away from us, and then
Right,
they
right, because they
they
couldn't
made it
stand
illegal, even though
it.
they were the one they were
Right.
patronizing all of the
Yeah.
spots.
How about it? The likelihood of that is probably the reason why it was made illegal in the first place, because somebody messed it up for everybody. Was like, look, if y'all don't make this illegal right now, and you mess, oh yeah, and y'all, ooh yeah, type of shit. They took it there. Somebody messed it up for everybody. There's a good chance that'll be a fun scenario to make a movie out of. There's a good chance that's true. I like it. It resonates. Let's do that. Shit. But either way, though, y'all, man, it's all a good time. No, man, look, like, subscribe. Hey, you never know where this road goes. Look, don't get used to seeing me in this studio either. It's a lot of ground to cover, and it's a lot of conversations to have about a lot of different things. And thank you for the caller who called in and show you that, look, that's all it takes, for real. Come kick the ball around with me. You know what I mean? Again, I ain't here to ruffle your feathers if we can't make things better. So even if I do, that's what you get that come with the game too. You see what I'm saying? Because we all gonna get there in our time, and I'm just sharing some of the things that's on my mind. You know what I mean? So this is about us. Ask John Doe is ultimately about us. So hey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Share with your folks. And if you got a question or about anything that we discuss in this topic or this, or even in the shows before, leave it in the comments. Reach out to me. Let me know if you want me to bring something up. You want clarification on something I said, something that may have went over your head. Holler at me. Ain't too hard to find. What's that phone number one more time?
770-852-0569. Ask John Doe. No question is a stupid question. Phone lines are now
Boom, boom.
open. And if we don't get any questions, we gonna cut this thing short. Y'all come on.
Hey man, look, it's all good to be a good sport. For real, I'm open to suggestions. Give me a piece of your mind. Just make it worth my time. You see? Hey, because it's a whole bunch of stuff that we could be entertaining, help make things better. But only I can think of so much by myself on behalf of us to the degree it ain't about me, meet me in the middle, this is about a good day's work or whatever that looks like, even if we got to fight, shoot, let's fight for peace. Let's fight to at least make this shit make some sense. Because I got questions too. Who can I ask? You know what I'm saying? Can I ask y'all
That's
something?
true.
Hey,
Go
call
ahead.
me. So call me if you want me to ask you something too, because I don't know what to do sometimes with some of this shit that circulate my brain. It's like, who can I ask that I can actually trust? But this one right here, you know what I mean? Because this could get us what you got
It
for me?
says no, the white man took the black girl's goods and made light skinned babies until some sister said, "Nope, pay me." So I think that's
Jay,
help I'm addicting's
that's
prediction of
right.
what happened in prostitution in the beginning.
Yep. And it's a good chance. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Big Tricking. You know what I'm saying? His lady was like, and you know what I'm saying? She aired him out. That's what happened. That's what happened. She probably put him on blast and had the whole fort tripping. Motherfuckers was running away and everything. They was totally disrespecting him then. So he was like, she was like, nah, you got to pay me. You ain't about to just keep taking advantage of me. And she's like, if you don't pay me, I'm clown. And there it is. That's probably what happened.
Well, there you go.
There it is. Y'all crazy for that one though. That's a good one though. You know, something to consider. Cause shit, I mean, everything that we experience come from something. Just look at this world. Like everything is literally made up, and something happened for it to be where it's at. From this phone that we on to that chair that you're sitting in, this came from somebody's brain, y'all. Don't overlook this part of the game. Your entire world is made up. The furniture was designed by somebody and created by somebody's machine. Like this shit was made up. Don't slip. You are powerful too. You know what I
Real
mean?
talk.
And we can make up something incredible together if we put down our BS and really look at these tools that we're working with. Man, we got a strong hand, y'all. For real. It don't make no sense for where we over abusing our resources and really ain't getting no satisfaction out of it at the same doggone time. We aren't becoming any more instantly gratified with the instantaneousnesses that we are implementing into our reality with these tools that we have. We are incredible, everybody. All this stuff is made up. Let's make up our freedom then. You know what I'm saying? Let's make up our salvation then. And stick to that. Like they made up these teams that we root for. Those are somebody's idea, y'all. To make up that game, to make up that sport team, that whole league. That came from somebody's meeting. They sat around, scratched their heads, and was like, I think we could do this. And it sounded stupid as hell at first. Now look at it. You know? We could do that with our home team. We could do that with our own team. For real. But again, there's that competitive nature that got us in a version of a crab in a barrel type of reality that got us kind of spiraling. You know, I can see it's in a real stagnant state, you know, but we'll get it. Hopefully before it's too late. Y'all. We got this. For real. We have to go forward with that overall collective belief that we can do this though, regardless of how it look like the odds are stacked against us. And some people talking about we cursed and people saying all that bullshit. It's like, man, just chill and just stop, man. We got this. Let's just do this. Let's finally put down our unnecessarities. You know what I'm saying? Put down our knives and our guns and put them at our fellow soldiers for no reason type of reality. Because we need each other more than we don't. You know what I mean? And it's really that simple.
Big facts. All right, y'all. So like the video, subscribe. We'll be back here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Ask Jon Doe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Please like the video, subscribe, share. And we'll be back next week. And until then, we're going to sign off with this beautiful music. We'll see y'all next week, and we'll go from there.
Take it easy out there, y'all. Do something good for yourselves and somebody else if you can stand it.
Oh, yeah. Take care.